Only a test. Last one, hopefully. I hope it's the last one. Weird part is I can't find the live stream online on thing there. And I don't know why. There it is. Alright. Let's go ahead and get my face on there. Should come up in just a second. There we go. I just got finished mowing the lawn. Man, that was brutal. Well, it was about a foot high and I mowed it a week and a half ago. We'll be getting a whole lot of rain here. You can hear me, I hope. Grass cutting this evening. Oh, you're doing it this evening, huh? oh, it'll be a little cooler. Hey, Digger, how's it going? You can tell I'm wiped out here, man. Took me, almost a little over an hour and a half to do it. Of course, I've got nearly 2 acres, so that's a lot of grass cutting. Oh, thanks, Digger. I'm glad you can hear me all right. So this is the last of the testing phase until tomorrow when we do the real thing. But I've made a lot of headway. I gave up on being able to click on the chat and putting it up on the screen. It can't reasonably be done, so I'm not going to worry about it. I have a lot of grass. Yeah, me too. I got a ton of trees and I got a riding mower, so it's tougher because I have to kind of maneuver around them, and you know. One of these days I should invest in a small push mower that the wife could use. And she can go around the trees. I got a weed whacker, but she doesn't like using it. Same here, yeah. It's rough when you got a rider. You know, I had the money at the time, and I should have bought one of those zero turning radius mowers. I mean, they were actually $2,000 more than what I spent. I gave almost $2,000 for the John Deere. For $4,000, I could have got a ZTR, but I don't know. I almost wish I would have done it, but then again, I'm kind of glad I didn't. We had to mow twice this year, but we got lots of hay bales from it. There you go. I'm thinking you got a lot of empty land there, so would you use a bush hog for that? John Panicki's got a Cadet. You know, I wish I'd have bought the damn Cadet too, because my John Deere had 14 hours on it, and the carburetor, the solenoid that allows fuel to go through, it died. It was cheaper to replace the carburetor than it was the solenoid. So when I put a new carburetor on it, it took 14 hours. I was not happy. So my neighbor's got a Cub, and I think it's a nice mower. He hasn't had any problems with it. I wish I'd have bought one. But, you know, what did I know? Well, anyway, so I think I got most things sorted out on here. I believe. Yeah, Cub Cadet. Those are nice machines. So I think they're a little cheaper too than a John Deere. At the time I went to Lowe's and I really messed it because I screwed up because I bought the cheaper John Deere. It's a mechanical setup. I should have got the one with the hydraulics, hydrostat transmission. It would have been easier to drive, but no. Yeah, live and learn. When this one dies, I'll probably buy a Cub Cadet next time. I probably won't buy another John Deere. Yeah, sheep are good to have, and goats. My wife told me she got a goat to keep the grass down. Screw that. I don't want to deal with a goat. And I don't think they'll let me have sheep here. Well, I'll tell you what, the John Deere I have actually has a Briggs & Stratton 18 horse motor on it. Even though it doesn't say Briggs & Stratton on it, it uses all the same part numbers. Because when I replaced the carburetor, I couldn't find one for the John Deere. But I did find one for the Briggs & Stratton motor, which is the same as I have. Same model and serial number, exactly. So that was kind of a rip-off in and of itself. Hey Gerald, how you doing this morning? Or this afternoon, whatever the hell. Yeah, it's afternoon now. Don't know if the goats and the dogs will get along. Yeah, probably not. I don't know much about that stuff. Yeah, Briggs is a good motor. It's better than a Tecumseh anyway. Oh yeah, you got a big one, John. 25 horse twin. That's why I said I should have spent more money. I had the money at the time. But I was kind of in a hurry to buy one because when I moved in here, nobody had cut the grass in probably 2 months. It was literally 3 foot tall. And it was bad. So I needed to get it done pretty quick. And even then I still had to wait almost 3 weeks to get the damn mower. So, because after I bought it, they had to deliver it because I didn't have a way to get it home. So I had to wait in line for them to deliver. It was just, things are a little different up here. But anyway, it's done, so I'm good. And until it rains again, if it rains tonight, I'll probably have to mow it again in 3 or 4 or 5 days. Unless I let it get really tall again. Hey, plumber, how's it going? We're talking about mowing the lawn. I just finished mowing mine. I put it off for actually 3 or 4 days, but yeah, an old 21-year-old John Deere LT 155 with a Kohler motor on it. Kohler makes a good motor too. John says we've been pretty dry, so grass is not too bad. Yeah, not here. Literally, it's raining every day. You know, just a little bit in the evening. I don't know what, there must be miracle grow in the rain because I'm telling you, it rains and literally overnight the grass grows 3 or 4 inches. It's weird. So, and of course I have a lot of weeds too because a lot of my property is literally, you know, an empty lot. And it's mostly weeds in there. Thank God there's no real grass. But the garage side of my property is literally mostly grass. And most of the backyard is grass, so. And it gets high. It's crazy high. Plumber says I need to mow mine, but raining. Well, you got a Craftsman riding mower. I had one of those a long time ago. It was a real cheapie, but you know, it wasn't a bad machine really for what it was. I guess they're a lot better now. The one I had actually had a Tecumseh engine. I think it was a Tecumseh 8 horse. It was kind of like a mini rider. It wasn't very big. I don't remember what the cutting width was on it, but it wasn't much. It was probably like 26 or 28 inch cut. John says I have mostly weeds. Well, you're in good company. Like I said, everything behind me on the left-hand side of the house next to the shed is, because there's literally about 3/4 of an acre out there, and it's mostly weeds and a lot of sand. I mean, I don't care because, you know, it's not that big of a deal. Best tractor I had was a wheel horse. You know, I had a wheel horse. I actually traded a guy work on his car. This was probably about 35, almost 40 years ago. He needed motor mounts on his Camaro, and he says, look, he said, I don't have any money, but I got a lawnmower if you want it. All you got to do is put a belt on it for the blades. I says, all right. So he brought it over. It was a wheel horse. It was an ancient one, probably. I put a belt on it. I used that thing for a couple of years and I sold it and actually made a good buck on it because it was such a great mower. And that was I think that was a 38, maybe 38-inch cut on. I don't remember. It was a big machine though. It had a 22 horse single engine on it, single cylinder. But I'll tell you what, it was a puller. I mean, you could pull a house with the damn thing. Good machine. Funny the things we talk about on the train channel, huh? Of course, this isn't technically a train channel at the moment. They were made here in South Bend for quite a while. Really? I didn't know that. That's South Bend, Indiana? Yep. Yeah, I've been through there a couple of times. My sister lives in Warsaw. I'm sure you know where that is. And my brother lives down south in, I can never remember the town. It's way down in South End. It's like 10 or 15 miles from the Kentucky border. And I can never remember the name of it. We're not from there, but they wound up migrating up there with my mother when she was alive. Right down the road. There you go. So yeah, I've been through a lot of areas in Indiana. I liked Indiana. I almost moved up there about 30 years ago, and I don't remember. Oh, that's right. I met a girl down here, so I didn't. I was going back and forth because I was running a painting business at the time, and I'd come down here to paint houses, finish the job, go back. I made 11 trips in 1 year, back and forth to Indiana, and the last time I came down, I met this woman, and we wound up getting together, so I stayed here. Otherwise, I think I probably would have moved to Indiana. I liked it up there. It was nice. I love my gas mower, but electric weed eater is the only way to do it now. Yeah, I've got a rechargeable weed eater. It's okay. I think a flat-out electric one would be better. I have an electric edger that runs on a cord. But it really hasn't been much here to edge, so it sits in the shed collecting dust. You've been there for 62 years. Yeah, that's a long time. That's, I guess, most of your life, huh? For all your life? Yeah. Depends how much you need the weed eater. Well, like you, I got a ton of trees. And I can only get so close to them with the rider. And there's always a patch around the trees that I always miss. I can't get with the rider. So it would be a pain in the ass if it were a corded electric one. That's why the rechargeable seemed like the way to go. I would have got a gas one, but I really don't like the gas weed eaters. Unless you can find a 4-stroke model, which are very expensive, but the 2-strokes, half the time they don't run, you know. I had so many of them things, I refuse to buy them anymore. I have an electric chainsaw and a gas chainsaw. I actually use the electric one more than I use the gas one. And yeah, I have a gas-powered pressure washer. I like the gas-powered pressure washer, although you really gotta keep it running every now and then, because if you don't, you'll have problems. You know, I mean, aside from the environmental, if you believe in that sort of thing, which I don't, but aside from that, the gas engines are more reliable in most cases. You start them, they run, they got more power. Unlike the rechargeables, which are halfway through and the damn battery goes dead. I wish they could come up with a better battery system for the rechargeable equipment. That would be the way to go. Like I said, I've got no issue with rechargeable tools like that, but they always die when you really most need them. Too many big trees for an electric chainsaw. Yeah, that would be a problem. That's why I said I bought both. Actually, I had the electric chainsaw I bought back in Naples. And when I got up here, I was in a pawn shop, and the guy was a used one. And it's a real nice one. And so I went ahead and bought it. I think I paid $60 for it. And so this way I have both in case I need, because I got a ton of trees here. If things ever get bad where I have to cut a tree down for firewood, I don't want to have to rely on electric. I want the gas to get it done. Let's see. Plumber says coal is powering the grid. It's not about the environment. That's true. I just have multiple batteries, one in each pocket of my cargo pants. That could get heavy after a while. I bought 2 batteries for my my weed whacker. I got one of those combo. I've got the weed whacker, the pole saw. What else? And the blower, leaf blower, and it was a 3-pack I bought. And the original battery took a shit real quick on it, so I bought 2 aftermarket batteries for it that were, I think they're 4 mAh, bigger ones. I got to get 2 more because really 2's not enough. Especially when my wife uses it. She can run that weed whacker, and I swear she kills the battery in 15 minutes. I don't know how she does it, but it's just the way it goes. Hey, Chasco, how you doing? we're talking lawn stuff here, and weed whacking and cutting down trees, all kinds of stuff you normally do in your house. If you live out in the weeds. So, you know, I got it's a 6 by 12 foot shed in front of this one that I bought for. It's supposed to be for the lawnmower and all my lawn stuff. Problem with it is, it's such a pain in the ass to get the lawnmower in and out of it. So I think I'm going to clean out my garage once I get the chicken coop done, and I'm going to start parking the lawnmower in the garage. I'll still be able to put my car in there because it's a 2-car garage, but the way it is now, I got so much crap in there, there's no room to do anything. So I need to really clean it out, and I think some of the stuff I'm actually going to move in the utility shed, since I don't use it anyway. The stuff that's in the garage, it just sits there collecting dust. I don't want to get rid of it because you never know. But, you know, I've got copper stuff, copper fittings, copper pipe, and, you know, stuff like that I actually use when something breaks. So, I gotta clean that out. I had a cordless drill, batteries went bad. Was going to cost more to batteries. Yeah, well, that's true. Now, if you buy the aftermarket battery, I'll have to look it up, because I've got the, I don't even have it here now. I've got 2 DeWalt cordless drills, and I've got a newer one which uses the small battery pack, and I've got the old one which uses the big battery pack. Well, the batteries for those things literally are more than what the drill costs. So I found a company that sells aftermarket ones, and they're dirt cheap, and they're not bad batteries. Because I had to replace the 2 on the older DeWalt, and they're still going good. And I think I gave $40 for 2 of them, which wasn't bad. And they look and work just like the OEM ones, but they're not OEM. Somebody, you know, rebuilding them themselves. Let's see. I had 3 trees falling in a storm last year. His gas chainsaw didn't work. Gotta love ethanol. Purchased an electric out. Cut those trees up in a couple hours. Yeah, you gotta be careful. I mean, you don't want to use ethanol gas in any of your lawn equipment. It's not good for the engines. John says, bought a shed to put my mower in, and that's what I did. So much stuff in the shed that the mower has never fit. Don't you hate when that happens? You buy something for a specific purpose, and somehow or another it just doesn't work out. You know. And when I bought my house, they had built a man shed, or man cave, whatever you want to call it, in half of the garage. Not half as in long ways, but half as in deep. So you couldn't fit a Volkswagen in there. You know, there just wasn't that much room. I think there was 6 foot of actual garage, and the rest of it was the man cave. So the first thing I said when I bought, I said, that wall's coming down. We're converting this back to a garage. As I wanted a garage to put my damn car in. So that was literally the first thing we did. It was a couple of days after we moved in. I started tearing down the wall, and we set up the garage back again. I had to replace the garage door opener because the idiots took it off. It was gone, and I had to replace that. And then I was able to put my car in there. And normally I keep my car in there, but right now I'm using the garage for building the chicken coop because it's easier to do. And the beauty of it is, there's actually air conditioning in the garage. The central air, they got a duct there for it. So if I want to work in there with the door down, I just open up the vent and it stays nice and cool in there. So that's kind of nice when you're working on something. That's what I do, Jim. Find a cheaper one. Oh, absolutely. I mean, there's no reason why you should spend crazy money just for a brand name. You know, really, a battery's a battery. Ain't none of them last worth of shit anyway. No stations around to get ethanol-free gas. Have to drive over an hour away to get to a gas station that has one pump. Really? Huh. We have a couple up here that are ethanol-free. Of course, the gas costs more, which I don't understand, you know. But that's the way it works, and that's what I buy for like the lawnmower and other stuff, because ethanol will destroy a lawnmower engine or any other small motor actually over time. Used to have a video of like chickens fighting over a snake. It looked like they were playing tug of war with that snake. Yeah, I'll bet. I'm sure the snake wasn't happy about it. My garage is full of junk. Daughter and her family moved in for a while. She moved out, but her stuff is still there. Well, you know what you got to do with that, right? My stepdaughter, she was renting my guest house for a while. Of course, she had so much stuff it wouldn't fit in the guest house, so I let her put some of it in the garage and even up in the attic. And after she moved out, she left everything. I said, look, you got to get all your stuff there. Well, how come? I said, because I'm not babysitting your stuff. So I told her, I said, you got a month to get it out, otherwise I'll start charging you rent for storage. She got the stuff out pretty quick. And the worst part of it, most of it was junk anyway, you know. Said if I use the mid-grade instead of regular, the mower and weed eater run better. I'm sure they do. You know, I don't know if you're aware or not, but they changed the what's it called, the rating on the gas. So what it's like, the regular gas I think is what, 79, something like that, octane. It's actually not. It's really like 50 octane. They changed the formula about 10 or 20 years back. I don't remember how long ago it was. And the gas is really junk. I mean, it's not good like it used to be. And not many people know about it. If they did, they'd probably be really pissed off. So we're really getting substandard gasoline under a false name. If you're old like me or older, you probably remember the 103 octane. That who was it? Was it Shell? It might have been Shell, but somebody had the 102. They called it white gas. You put that stuff in your car, run like a raped ape. It was all kind of expensive at the time. You know, it was more than premium, but boy, did that stuff run. You can't get that anymore. Let's see. I want to use mid-grade, John. Runs better, but doesn't last longer. That's true. The gas doesn't last long either. Yeah, racing fuel. There you go. You can buy it. My son, when he was still alive, he bought 5 gallons of racing fuel, and it cost him like $70. I mean, this is way back, like what, 20 years ago? And but he put it in his car. Well, I tell you, I think it was 110 octane, and I tell you, the thing ran great. But yeah, so it was Sunoco. That's right. Thanks, Jazz. I couldn't remember. But we had a Sunoco there, and I used to buy it every now and then. That's back when I had my, I think the last time I used it was in my Chevelle. And I had a 65 Chevelle SS. And I put it in that. Boy, did that car run. It ran great with that white gas in it. It was better than mothballs. And I know some of you older guys probably remember mothballs, right? Back when we had the big motors in the cars, you betcha. Yeah. I heard Ford's going to start doing away with the V8 in their trucks. I think that's going to hurt them in the long run. I mean, you just can't get the same power out of a six-cylinder. I'm sorry, but you can't. You know. You can get the speed, but I don't think you can get the actual torque out of it. And most of the speed is mostly on the transmission end anyway. Way back when I was working at a gas station, we had a guy come in with his car smoking just awful. Thought he found some racing fuel, but it was kerosene, destroyed the motor. Yeah, kerosene doesn't work well on an engine. I worked for a lawn service for a short time. It was a long time ago. And we had trucks, pickup trucks with diesel engines in them. You remember the diesel pickups. They weren't Dodges. I think they were Chevys. And everything we tried never worked. We'd paint the gas door green. We'd paint the cap green. We'd actually use diesel in Spanish so they would understand, because mostly Mexicans were working them. And somebody, at least weekly, would pump gasoline in the diesel engine tank. What a pain in the ass it was to have to fix that stuff. I used to get so aggravated. You just wanted to beat him to death with a big hammer. It's like, look, dude, green handle on the pump, green nozzle, green gas door. That's the fuel you use. Oh no! Yeah, I shouldn't make fun of them like that, but they were constant. It was a constant problem, and no matter what we did, they kept pumping gasoline in the diesel trucks. It used to drive me nuts. Finally told the boss, maybe we should get rid of the diesel trucks and get gasoline. Oh, hell, he said, yeah, they'll put diesel in the gas engines. I said, yeah, you're probably right. It was strange stuff. But, even my friend did it, and, he was white. He said he was in a hurry at the gas station, and that's when they mixed the diesel pump with the gas pumps. They were different because, like I said, the diesel handle was green, but he was in a hurry. He pumped like 10 gallons of diesel in his car. It ran not real good, but we had to clean everything out, flush the tank, flush the lines. I think we had to replace the fuel pump because it messed up the gasket in it. It was a mess. I said, dude, what were you thinking? Don't be in a hurry. Funny stuff. No. Well, it's finally starting to cool off in here, thank God. It's like 89 outside. It's not warm. I mean, it's not cool. I wish it was. Winter will not get here soon enough. So does anybody have anything they want to talk about tomorrow when we do the actual live stream? I'll research it. We'll bring it up. If there's anything, specifically you want to talk about. We are middle 70s with the lower humidity today. Yeah, it must be nice. Yeah, I would kill for 70s right now. Actually, it gets in the mid-70s at night here. But during the day, it's been heating up a little bit. And it's actually cooler in my yard because of all the trees I have. If you go in town, I swear you'd melt. I'm up for most. Okay. Did anybody watch Tom Strange and Things this past Monday? I missed it. I had to watch the replay because I was busy with this stream deck and it completely slipped my mind until 10 o'clock at night. Have any of you heard of LaBelle Wood HO train cars? I picked up a set of 4. Yeah, that's right. You told me about that. I've never heard of them. But they can't be. Maybe they're very unique. I don't know. Maybe it's something you don't see a lot of now. You should find a way to post a picture of it, do a video or something. And see, I don't think anybody really heard of them that I'm aware of. But it would be interesting to find out more about it. LaBelle Wood. You know what? I'm going to write that down. I'll do a little research and find out. It's something we could talk about on the live stream, hopefully. Let me write that down. Because I won't work on it. I won't remember it. LaBelle. There you go. LaBelle Wood. Are they box cars or flats or what are they? Club just bought a resin printer, trying to learn how to use it. That you need to talk to you need to talk to Tom Grassi about it. He knows more about those than I do. They're nice once you figure it out, though. And John, yeah, you watched Tom? Yeah, he had a really good show. Club just they were kits. These were assembled very well. Oh, okay. I'll write that down. I'll find out who sells them, if he can still get them and all. And maybe who makes them. I'll see what I can find out. There hasn't been a lot of YouTube for me this past weekend. I'm busy doing other things. Yeah, I hear you, Palmer. It's kind of been the same for me, too. I've been busy with so many different things going on. Well cars, the ones that hold... Oh, okay, they're well cars. I'll look into it. I'll find out. So now you said passenger cars. All right. Still for sale from LaBelle Manufacturing. Oh, okay. Photon Mono X6K. That's a good one. I hope you don't get stuck with a lemon like John Grassi. He had two of them that were bad. The first one he bought was the Photon, I think. And he had so many problems, he wound up sending it back, and I recommended the same brand that I got here. The Anycubic. So you want to buy an Anycubic one. Well, have you figured things out? To some degree. I'm not going to be doing the putting the questions, the chat up on the screen. It can be done, but it's such a pain in the ass that it's just not worthwhile. Eventually, somebody will come up with a better program for it, and then I'll do it. So I'm not going to worry about it. It's not that important. It was kind of neat to do it, but hey, we can live without it. Well, it worked, but the way it was set up, it was just a big pain in the ass. It probably would have been easier if I had a second monitor, but I'm not set up to run multiple monitors. That would require putting an actual video card in this computer. Then I could run multiple, because like the one in the house I could run up to 6 monitors on. But that has a high-end video card in it. This one uses the onboard video card on the motherboard. So you can only use one monitor with it. And I just after I got through spending $117 for the Stream Deck, I just don't have any more money to blow just yet. Maybe down the road I might get something different and try that. Let's see. Just got your notification. We'll watch after this, bro. Oh, Joe Rader. Okay, yeah, I'll check that out too. I have to look for it because I never get notifications for anything. So, actually, I took Tom's advice from Tom's Trains and Things, and I went ahead and set up an account with Odyssey. and I was going to have them sync everything on YouTube. Well, for whatever reason, they wouldn't do it. If I decide to do anything, I'll have to manually upload everything. But they won't do it automatically. I don't know why. They're doing it for Tom Grassi. So I don't know what the problem is, why they won't do mine. Alright, John. Have a good one, man. Thanks for popping in. So, if I really get bored down the road, I'll start uploading everything from YouTube on Odyssey. But that's going to be a time-consuming job because I've got something like, I think 200 or 300 videos. That's a lot of videos to upload. So I said, having them sync it would have been a piece of cake. They could have done it. I wouldn't have to worry about it. But I knew it was too good to be true. And maybe that's why they wouldn't do it, because it was just too many of them. I don't know. It's nice. That's not a big deal because everything I have is backed up on both the computer and my backup drive. So, and I also have a secondary backup drive in the house that also has most of it backed up. So, I'm not really worried about it. It's not that big of a deal. So there's still a few buttons on the Stream Deck I want to work out. It's not a big deal. It's mostly for bringing up maybe web pages. If we want to talk about something, I could probably just pop it in there and hit a button and do it. Because right now it's nice because literally I hit a button and everything changes. I mean, it's nice. That's not supposed to end it, but that's not right though. Alright, what happened here? That's east. That's supposed to be the doodle route. That's the overhead. And that's me. So I'll have to double check that. It seems like, well, it's probably OBS. It might be a little buggy. Because I had everything working perfectly last night, and then for some reason, I don't now. Yeah, like I said, I don't know why that's bringing up the tunnel one. See if I could change that real quick. Is that one there? No, not that one. There it is. Now we got it. That's the doodle. That's east. Well, how did that... Oh, I got something crossed here. I'll work on that later. That's what I'm saying. It's just, no matter what you do. Let's see. I have 4 8-terabyte external drives. Have a lot of stuff that needs backed up. Yeah, if you're needing that much. that's 32 terabyte. You got 32 terabyte of information? Man, you got a lot of stuff. That's got me beat for sure. Like I said, I think I got about just under 4 terabyte on the other computer. Never crossed the streams, Joe. Yeah. Oh, Ghostbusters humor there, is it? Didn't they end up, didn't they cross the streams anyway? I think they worked. I guess they had to. Oh, man. Alright, guys. I'm going to get off of this thing. I got a few other things I want to take care of. Music, movies, TV shows, all pictures. Yes, they did. Yeah, I knew they did. Well, that's what I got. I got a ton of movies, too. Some music. I don't have a lot of music. I've got probably a gigabyte of music, which isn't that much, but it's enough for me. TV shows, got tons of them. I was putting everything on DVD, and I still have some of the DVDs of TV shows that I liked. But I got rid of the ones with the movies on them because I figured I'd never watch them again, so why bother? I literally had like 1,000 DVDs that I, burnt at home. And the way I was doing it, I could get up to 8 or 10 movies on a DVD, a double-sided one. So, like I said, I had a lot of movies. But they were just taking up space. I wasn't doing anything with them. So I said, I'm just going to get rid of them. Eventually they're going to come up with, I guess they're working on a new storage system using diamond or something. Or crystal maybe? A crystal drive. I don't know how it works. Look up Plex Gem. It's a personal server for your media. Alright. I guess that's on the cloud, I'm assuming. Of course, I don't really trust the cloud either. Not that I have anything to hide, but I don't know. I like holding stuff in my hand. I know where it is then. Trusting somebody else with my stuff is not a big thing. He says no. Okay, what is it then? Oh, is it a physical server you actually own? I run my Plex server in the background on my Windows. Oh, okay. I'll look into that. Thanks. I tell you, it's a good thing I backed up stuff, because a couple years ago, I got hit with malware. I guess you call it malware. And the guy encrypted all 4 of my drives in the computer, which pissed me off, and wanted $1,000 to unlock them. So I told him to shove his $1,000 up his ass. I said, I'll just format him to start over again. Thank God I had everything backed up, because if I didn't, I would have lost a lot of stuff that was irreplaceable. Yeah, but it's happening, I mean, unfortunately, there's people out there with nothing better to do. I mean, I personally think hackers should get the death penalty if they get caught. Sounds severe, but hey, so what? They ruin people's lives, man. Yeah, but if they did that, there probably wouldn't be so many jumping into the fray to do it themselves. Of course, my solution for almost everything is the death penalty now, Rape, death penalty. Child molestation, death penalty. Crooked politicians, death penalty. Yeah, kill them all, let God sort them out. That's what I say. And the world would be a much better place if we got rid of all the idiots. So, it is what it is. Anyway, guys, I'm going to get off now. So, thanks for stopping by. And we'll see you for Real Thursday tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let's just remove all the warning and let the problem sort. So, yeah, I said that. One of the funniest things I ever seen before I sign off. I was working in the golf course industry at the time. I was an equipment manager, and one of my sales reps brought in a big truck, a single truck, but it had an exposed drive shaft on it, And there was a big sign with a circle with the line through it of a stick figure getting wrapped up in a drive shaft. So I'm looking at that and going, obviously this happened, or they wouldn't have come up with that sign. And the thing is, he didn't have a PTO on the truck. So the only way that drive shaft was spinning is if the truck were moving. So what moron grabbed the moving drive shaft on a moving truck and got killed? Yeah, you're probably right, Gerald. We would be. But that was the dumbest thing I ever saw. I'm thinking, well, they wouldn't have done it unless somebody actually grabbed the moving drive shaft. How stupid can you be? And that's not a challenge question. Well, I know. That's what I'm saying. The only time you see those stickers is if somebody did something stupid like that. Now, all of our equipment had stickers all. We had the reel mowers on the greens mowers had reels on them, and they were pretty much open. There was a big sign on each one with a circle on the line and a guy losing his fingers. And believe it or not, we had a few idiots. One guy almost lost his hand. If I had actually kicked him out of the way, he would have lost his hand. He was getting ready to reach down in there and grab something in a spinning reel. And the only thing I could do was kick him to knock him out of the way. He was kind of mad at me at first. He says, what the hell were you thinking? Do you want to lose your hand? See that sign there? That's there for a reason. I mean, you wouldn't think you'd need that, right? How about do not eat stickers? Yeah, I know, Joe. The world is full of idiots. And it used to be where the idiots weeded themselves out, They don't do that because now we're protecting them and we've got a world full of idiot jackasses. I mean, literally, we do. And it's a shame. Because, once again, nature would weed out the bad ones or the dumb ones, whatever. And, yeah, it sucks for them, but, let's see. The funniest sign I ever seen is don't eat the mints at the urinal in the bathroom. Once again, should go without saying. But I'm sure some moron did. Oh, look, a mint there. Grabbed it and probably took a bite out of it. You can't fix stupid. Well, you can. And I got a shirt in the house. Maybe I'll bring it out here when I do live stream. On the back, I don't know why they put it on the front. On the back, it says, "I can fix stupid, but it's gonna hurt." True words have never been spoken. I saw that, I had to buy it. Oh man, craziness. All right, for real, I'm getting off now. I'm gonna put the outro screen up just to make sure it works. It should. Let's find out. So, like I said, common sense is not so kind. No, it's not. All right, guys. I'll see you tomorrow night, hopefully. Have a good day and don't do anything I wouldn't do, which leaves you wide open. Oh, wrong one. There we go.